Did I fix it? Oh, I did, okay. The mic was not working, but now it's working, I think. I'll be right back. Yo, if there's a chat here to yo at, I haven't checked. Oh god, I have so many post-it notes stuck all over my desk and various things around my desk regarding to stuff that I had to do for the grant. Good job getting to Olmec. Oh, thanks. Maybe I'll beat him one day. But maybe not today. Because I want to play Sonic 3. Oh, where's this cable gonna be routed through? Also, I may be a little residually stoned. But in a good way. Also, I just had a big cup of coffee. Where is that version of Sonic 3? Do I have it? Oh, is there a way to sort for things in RetroArch? I haven't actually used this in weeks or months. I don't remember. It's just been Spelunky and grant writing. Let's see if Sonic Classic Heroes is here. There's definitely Sonic 3 Complete. There it is. Found it. Hello. Why is there no sound? There's no sound for me. Oh, it's doing that thing when you plug the PS4 controller in, and it's like, hey, do you want to play the audio through the headphone jack in this? And the answer's no. I still don't hear it. Oh god. Oh, I really don't like that it defaults to the volume being 100. Hang on. Does that work? Is there sound? I don't have sound. Do you have sound? You don't have sound either. Wait, what happened? Wait. What did I do? Why did it break? Default speakers. Oh god, Windows. Why are we doing this? Hang on. I have to laugh. The internal sound thing on my computer's motherboard is called the Sound Blaster Recon 3DI, which seems so unnecessary. It's like, buddy, I use it to listen to MIDIs that have been remixed to be about Pepsi. There's no reconnaissance involved, and never was. Choose my input device. No, so that's the Yeti. No, not what you hear. That's the Yeti. Output device. Sound Blaster Recon. I think it should be... Does RetroArch want to be relaunched? Do you have sound? Does anything make sound on this computer currently? It was working yesterday. Huh? Huh? Hey! It makes the noise. Hey chat, happy Saturday. Or whatever today is. It's like the first day where I don't have to do anything for work. So it is officially Saturday, at least in spirit. Let's see. Do I have all the options set up for this? Let's see, load and start a game menu, I don't care. Original design, I think... Yeah... Original... I guess... I think this is the same. Oh, music's in its own section. Oh god, also the random twist in this controller cable is making it splay across my desk in a way I don't like. It is Saturday. Effectively. Time is an illusion, and for me, it is a Saturday. Music playout enabled. Yes, yes, yes. Can I preview that? Maybe? No? Fast zone music. What's your favorite Sonic level? Is it Fast Zone? Sonic 3 and Knuckles is just a really good game. Like, everything about it is really good. This screen is really good. The multiplayer kind of sucks, actually. But the multiplayer music is really good. Like, I don't know what it is about Sonic 2 and 3 that just have particularly good music in the multiplayer section. And like, for Sega Genesis compositions, let alone just like the quality of this being music in general, is surprisingly really good. And the drums are nuts. Oh no, I definitely played a lot of this as a kid and held my micro cassette recorder up to the TV speakers and just had it running for a few minutes so I could listen to Sonic music on the bus when I went to middle school or elementary school, some sort of school. Anyway. Actually, you know, these are also short, maybe I'll just beat them. Why not? Also, that's a great sound for that balloon. Some real good sound effects all around in Sonic 3. I was watching the, that stream when the Hidden Palace was streaming the Sonic 3 beta. And someone thankfully recorded a version with the chat on the side, and it's incredibly entertaining. It's like an hour and a half of all these new things nobody previously had known about Sonic 3, and then just the chat collectively losing their mind. But it's like a chat specifically heavily knowledgeable about like the history of Sonic betas and everything. So it's especially entertaining. Also, the music in this track, or this level, really good. Although I never really understood the idea behind just making fresh two-player levels for this game. Like, it's neat, but they're all like 15 seconds, and you just do them 5 times. This is your favorite track. It's the one that they always put in all the different Sonic ROM hacks whenever someone makes their own new levels. Or remix levels or something. Actually, it's a lot of the beta, or not beta, multiplayer music from Sonic 3 that goes into it. Although I forgot how weird these control compared to the single player. Yeah, like, there is some real bad music on the Sega Genesis. But the music in these Sonic games has been consistently so good. Like, the bass is nuts. All those drum samples they always have in Sonic games are really good. Anyway, I don't know why I opened this to the multiplayer levels, but they're good anyway. And there's so many! It's like 4 or 5? Maybe 6? It's kind of nuts to think about all the content that's just in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Or maybe it was just Sonic 3. I forget if they disabled the multiplayer for Sonic 3 and Knuckles. No, they didn't. That was only in Sonic and Knuckles, where they didn't have the multiplayer option. I think. Maybe you can, like, action replay it back in. Sonic and Knuckles is a weird game because I personally just associate it smelling with stale cigarettes, or smelling like, because I had gotten a used copy in GameStop, excuse me, one of those places, and it just always smelled like someone had been smoking directly into it. Maybe they all smelled like that in the same way that all Nintendo Switch cartridges taste bad. I don't know. God, what a good intro. That looks really bad, but is also really good. I don't like all the different flesh-colored pixels on Sonic's gloved finger, though. Or like the flesh color around his pupils. Oh yeah, I feel like if there's gonna be a house full of smokers, chances are they have a Sega Genesis over a Super Nintendo. For sure. I mean, the Genesis is canonically the smoker's console. I beat it with Knuckles, apparently. You know, I thought I had way more completed save files on this. I thought I was gonna load it up and there'd be like half a dozen or so that were just maxed out. Yeah, the 90s was a time to be alive and get doused in secondhand smoke. Remember going to restaurants and having to specify you want to sit in the non-smoking section? It wasn't even that long ago, and yet it feels like a totally different society. Just the idea that you would want to sit in a diner and smoke indoors amongst other people who are sitting in the diner and smoking indoors. I can't tell if the inputs on this are slightly delayed or if I'm just a little bit stoned. Probably a combination of both. Yeah, I don't know, like I've never smoked a cigarette, so I couldn't tell you like why there's the compulsion to do it indoors in a restaurant. And I guess now I can't do it anyway. Well, yeah, but people get addicted to a lot of things, and there's not like a dedicated whatever section for it. I mean, I guess at some McDonald's they did have like N64 controllers and games, ostensibly. I'm gonna watch the Sonic 3 movie when Maria gets shot, or to watch Maria get shot. Is she in that? They should make a Sonic movie that's essentially just Sonic Adventure 2. Just the plot of that game, full budget, space colony arc and everything. I'd probably go and see that. Remember when they had the Sonic comic series? Oh, Tails, you took my thing. And they had a comic serialization specifically based on Sonic Adventure 2 for a couple of episodes, or issues. I think it was the Archie comics. They should just do that. Also, I'm maybe not playing Sonic 3 very well, but I'm having a good time, so that means I win by default. God, look at how good that background looks, even though it's just like green pixel vomit. And even these like different little bits where the vines encroach in this little area are at different heights. And a little water deflection effect. All looks so good. Sonic 3 is probably the best video game ever made. All the ones made after it, especially Sonic games, are totally superfluous. Except maybe the first Sonic Adventure, that game's pretty good. And probably better than Sonic Adventure 2. At least based on, I don't know, vibes mostly. It looked so good. The lighting was so good. And the music. And I love Sonic's weird, gesticulating face. Sonic 3 is so good, why don't you like it? I don't know. A lot of people have psychiatric conditions that aren't well understood. God, look at the background for this level. It's really good. It's like what you'd have on your cover of a Trapper Keeper in like 1997. Look at how smoothly those disco balls animate. It's like an Amiga game. They're still making Trapper Keepers in 97. In my metaphor, yes, in fact. It was prime Trapper Keeper age, era. I never actually had a Trapper Keeper. They're just like 3-ring binders with pockets or something. Oh god, I've blown it. I'm sure they make them now in the same way that, like, they've brought back the Lisa Frank designs. Just for a specific generation of people in their 30s who don't want to believe that they're somehow in their 30s and not still in 4th grade anymore. A la me. Like, I don't know how I ended up at 32. I didn't do anything. You know, you'd think age would kind of feel commensurate to the amount of things you've achieved in life. And then once you've achieved enough things, then you grow older in age. But no, it just kind of keeps happening in the background. Regardless of how long I spend lying around in bed. You know what's really good? Having a 25-pound weighted blanket and a really long body pillow, and just smashing yourself in between that. Potentially having taken an Ambien. Which I have to say also did not really help me sleep. I just had a bunch of very vivid nightmares about screwing up at work. I had one where I didn't plan an experiment very well, and I needed a room and tanks of like oxygen and carbon dioxide for whatever reason, which I stole out of another part of the lab and then snuck into another room. And then I realized at 2 a.m. in the dream that I didn't put like the secondary retaining strap on the tanks, and somebody would come across it and it wouldn't be like up to safety code and I would get yelled at. So I had to go back to the lab at 2 and take the tanks and bring them back, and in the process, for whatever reason, when I got to the lobby of the lab, there was Jay Leno, who was distracting me just enough to the point where I dropped the tubes, or the tanks, and it leaked carbon dioxide everywhere. It was a big problem. It might have killed a person, I don't remember. And then in the process of leaving and trying to not be seen, I ended up stepping in some wet cement and Harvard University police saw me do that and then realized I was the person that dropped all of those tanks of compressed gas, and then I was arrested, and then I woke up. No, that is the first dream I've had where Jay Leno played a pivotal role. Or any role. And just to clarify, in my waking conscious hours, I don't think I spent any time thinking about Jay Leno. Who's Jay Leno? You know, like, Metapod in Pokemon? He's like that, but a dude who had a talk show, and I don't think does anymore. No, I, like, killed a dude when I dropped the CO2 tank and it exploded and let all the CO2 out. I don't think I killed Jay Leno, but it was like somebody else in the lobby who then succumbed to CO2 asphyxiation. Also, it is a cruel prank, the word asphyxiation. Everything about the sounds and the shape that your mouth has to make while pronouncing it just feels wrong. And yet you can't just say suffocation, because I think that is technically different. God, the music is so good in this game. Like, the drums are so good. Everything about Sonic 3 is perfect. Name one thing wrong with it. You can't. Maybe Sonic Sprite does not look quite as good as in Sonic 2, but what are you gonna do? Oh. I don't know how that happened. God, and I love all the little, like, super dated, pre-rendered 3D elements in this game. It's like the smallest scale Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, this is that game they're turning into a movie. Did Sonic 1 and 2, the movie, have anything to do with the game? Like, does Sonic go to Chemical Plant Zone or something? I never saw them either. Oh, Tails, I don't know how you did that. Was Michael Jackson in any of those? Pivotal Sonic character, Michael Jackson. You know, maybe it's these Sonic games that gave me compulsive gambling behavior. That and, like, the game corner in, like, the first two Pokemon games. Oh no. The Unibrow Robotnik took all my gambling prizes away. Imagine if they had Stacker in this game. Dude, if that were one of these little mini games, of the three that they have, one was just Stacker. Oh god. They should have had Stacker as the special stage, so you can plug different games into your Sonic and Knuckles cartridge and get different Stacker levels. Also, the insta-shield in this is really good. It maybe makes the game incredibly easy, but, like, video games don't have to be hard, they just have to be fun. Is there anything under here? Bye, shield. And, like, the way that the water lights up when the electricity shield dissipates is so good. Everything about this game is perfect, except maybe that jump. That was not very good. So wait, does Sonic's world exist concurrently with Russia? Wait, in the movies, is it Robotnik? Or is it Eggman? Well, no, I know it's Jim Carrey. When do they have a ROM hack of Sonic 3 that just replaces all instance of, like, the Robotnik monitors and sprites with just Jim Carrey?
Ah.
A band-aid on my leg and inadvertently knocked it off. That's what that sound was. If it even came over the microphone. I was thinking in the shower today about the concept of my hypothetical webcomic real-life scientist, actual scientist, Dr. Robotnik. And it's just about academia from the eyes of Dr. Robotnik. And I know that doesn't sound funny, but in my mind, him, like, begging for funding and having to convince, like, the animal regulatory agencies that he should be funded while he makes the giant mech with the wrecking ball to crush Sonic is very funny. He might start the Taliban in that. There could be like a whole story arc where he gets a research assistant. It would be great for people who like Sonic and have spent their entire life in academia. The Venn diagram for which has got to at least encircle like 6 separate people. And like, what a good cutscene. I love how they could have made it so Tails doesn't repeatedly get hit by bombs, but they didn't. And that's really good. Like, it looks really dopey, but it also makes Sonic seem way cooler in comparison. I mean, he's not getting hit in the face with bombs every 2 seconds. And he's surrounded by fire and has 69 rings. And like the boss theme is really good, that effect looks really cool. Like for a system that doesn't natively do any sort of transparencies, that looks sick. Like the artistry in some of these 16-bit games just to convey some of these effects that they're trying to get. Like, yeah, that is totally believable, like heat lines and also movement on the waterfall. Even if it's just like squiggly color-cycled red and orange lines. It's great. And then you do this thing, so you can just listen to Knuckles' theme the whole time. No, Tails, grab me. I don't even think that was like sprite flickering for transparency. I think that was some sort of palette shifting. Oh, well, don't grab me then. That's fine. And the music is so good! Like, all the Michael Jackson tracks are really good. Hydro City Zone is really good. Hydro City Zone Act 2 is even better. This game has separate tracks for different acts. That's great. Like, totally unnecessary, and they did it, and it rocks. And it's not Hydrocity. If you say that, you're deranged. Should be taken out back and shot. Metaphorically. Is there anything up here? It seems like a place where they would put one of those big rings. No. It's so good. Sorry, I'm just gonna sit here and talk about how good Sonic 3 is. That sound that it makes when you get the bubble shield is really good. That, like, wow noise. Which I didn't do very well, but you know what I mean. What's over here? Anything? Oops. This is not any sort of attempt to beat this game especially quickly, but it is an attempt to get the most appreciation out of it that I can. Did they ever release a coffee table book that has all the different Sonic levels just plotted out? I feel like something like that has got to exist. And would interest me specifically, even though I don't have a coffee table. Like, they're shockingly dense levels. What's my second favorite Sonic? What are we counting as a Sonic game? Do you mean like on the Genesis? Or any of them? A game with Sonic in it. Mario and Sonic, the Olympic Games 2016. I don't know. Like, Sonic 2 is really good, but I also really like the first Sonic Adventure, and it's not even an especially good game. But as an experience that I enjoyed, it's definitely up there. As like an encapsulation of the year 1999, it's pretty good. Adventure 2, I think, is objectively a better game. But man, I just want to ride the Station Square train as Sonic the Hedgehog, and you can't do that in Adventure 1, or Adventure 2. I don't think there are any trains in Sonic Adventure 2. It's great how this says, "Woo, come on." Like anything where they have vocal samples that say like, "Hey, come on," etc. It's really good. And it's just so cool, you know? Sonic 3 is a cool video game. Sorry to keep gushing. It's my favorite video game. Officially. Oh, wait, or is it Majora's Mask? Oh, crap. They're both up there. What are my thoughts on Mania? Mania's really good, and I've never bothered to replay it after Plus came out. I mean, I was shocked when I first played Sonic Mania at just how good it was after that incredible dearth of bad, or like, good Sonic games for years. And like, it really shows that the people that developed it were big-time Sonic nerds as well, for just the amount of references to different Sonic games and Sega properties and everything in there. I should probably replay it at some point. Although I think it's also a lot longer. Okay. A lot longer than like Sonic 1 or 2 or 3. am I gonna play Sonic Generation Shadow. Sorry, what is that again? Is that a new game? God, the song is so good! Oh, man. Hang on. Yeah, the nipple's the enchilada guy. God, what's his name? I know who you mean, I'm just blanking on the names of anybody involved in that project who was not, like, Christian Whitehead. Or Stealth. Tyson Hess, that's right. Or is it Hesse? Ow. This game is so good. What are these balls in the cages supposed to be? As a kid, I always thought they were like oyster pearls or something, but I don't know why they'd be moving. Robotnik's running a salmon roe hatchery, and they're just big embryos. Sonic Generations with a bunch of shadow and story levels. Probably not. I don't think I ever actually beat Sonic Generations. I mean, I like Sonic, but I also hate Sonic, you know? Like most Sonic fans. I like a very specific slice of Sonic. But, like, not the whole Sonic cake. You know, the bit with, like, the cherries and the ornamental flower parts made out of sugar for some reason. But, like, not the 3D parts of that cake. Some of the 3D parts of that cake. But if you eat too much of it, you definitely get sick and vomit. I should go back and play Shadow the Hedgehog. Just to do, or just to say I've done it. I think I did actually beat it, maybe on this stream. Definitely not all the branching paths, though. It was a game with a surprising amount of internet defenders that it absolutely did not earn. Unlike Sonic 3, is Keanu Reeves in Sonic 3. They should just make him Sonic. Just change it in Sonic 3 from Sonic 2. What if they just put Sonic in the next Matrix movie? God, that's such a good sound! Like when you get the electric shield. All the sound effects in this game are incredible. I have no idea how they've come up with sounds that, like, are so totally abstract yet perfectly represent whatever they're trying to get across. Like, yeah, I totally buy that electricity sounds just like that. Is there anything over here? No? Okay. Also, that design of that enemy is so good. He's just a little dude. The dopey little robot face. So wait, what is the lore in the new Sonic movie? Oh, I don't know why I did that. Like, is it just Sonic Adventure 2? Good. Dopey little dude. Oh no. Oh no, I only have 10 lives. I think this actually takes me closer to the boss than I was. Oh no, it didn't, never mind. I was wrong, I think. Maybe? No, then it's this part and then it goes back underwater. Never mind. Sorry, I'm still slightly out of it. Got post-grant adjustment disorder. The old PGAD. They put anything up there? Oh, it's a thing! The most patriotic blue sphere level yet. I guess actually all the spheres have always been red, white, and blue. Look at how cool these sphere levels are, though. Sorry to just keep talking, but like, it's a Genesis game. Look at all the orbs they keep track of. They move and everything. It's so much effort. And probably better than the Sonic 2 half-pipe, although also likely less iconic. I think the best part about those Sonic 2 half-pipe levels is definitely the music. Actually having to play them and not constantly lose all of your rings to tails hitting the bombs is really aggravating. Wait, what is that channel? I was thinking about that AI Seinfeld, what was it, Nothing Forever channel? Which felt like it was an eternity ago, but it was like a year and a half, maybe? Is it still going? I know they had to take it down and change it so it was even less copyright infringing, and that it only got a fraction of the viewership. I don't know if they're still running it though. Tails just flies in. End this. I'm tired of doing this stage, thank you. Just have to beat Hydro City Zone. So, are the levels in Sonic games made by Robotnik? Like, did Robotnik build the Hydro City? Or does this just exist, and we're just, like, fighting in Atlantis or something? Some ancient ruin. Because he's got like badniks and loops and monitors placed everywhere, so I assume he probably built some part of the level. But like also, why would Robotnik make Green Hill Zone? Or Emerald Hill Zone? Or Hilltop Zone? It's a lot of hills. God, the music in Marble Garden Zone is so good as well. It's all so good. Sonic 3 is such a good game. Yeah, Robotnik's just pulling in that grant money. Well, that's how he does it. Under the guise of, like, ecological restoration. He also pockets a few $100,000 to make a, like, giant army of robotic monkeys to throw coconuts at Sonic the Hedgehog. While also, like, replanting trees, palm trees on Green Hill Zone. Getting all that environmental remediation grant money. Oh, there's a line of 4 of these things somewhere. Oh wait, no, is it the one where they're like nestled in between the bouncy ones? Oh no, it's not. That was a different level. Did it. I got all Chaos Emeralds in the known universe. No, I'm Supersonic now. This ROM hack is a really good feature where it lets you activate Supersonic by hitting 2 different jump buttons. Oh, okay. Instead of just hitting the same one twice. Which means you're kind of always inadvertently activating Supersonic even when you don't want to. And then you're stuck listening to the same, like, 10-second invincibility music loop. I gotta play that widescreen version of Sonic 3 at some point. Sonic 3 Angel Island Revisited or something. I'm just lazy. I had the ROM for this readily available. Why is it still shaking? Supposed to keep doing that? I feel like that was supposed to have stopped at some point. Huh. I wonder what's gonna trigger this to stop. Oh, that. Huh, okay. Is this a YouTube stream or a re-upload of the Twitch stream?
Who gives a fuck about that cocksucker anyway?
Oh, you can't say
I'm
that.
too busy trying to cancel culture my ass or some shit. Believe me when I say this. Trumpy Eye doesn't take kindly to little bitches like him.
Wait, why do the videos keep cutting out?
You think you're so tough, huh? But you're nothing but a two-faced, tiny-dicked, limp-wristed coward who can't even handle a little criticism.
God, I wish the debate went like
You want
this.
to talk about D's nuts? Well, let me tell you something, Jack. If you somehow manage to peel your lazy fucking ass off the couch and stop...
God. That debate feels like it was an eternity ago. It's like we're on a totally different timeline before and after that debate. Like, I'm still shocked that you could have a debate performance so bad it forces you to drop out of the race for the presidency. Like, how? How is it that bad? How did the people doing debate prep not realize, oh, he sounds like he's dying? And like, this isn't even, you know, related to any of the content of the debate. Just how sick the man sounded. I would have just canceled it. Like, oh, sorry. President's out sick today. Can't do it. Can't come into work. Oh, there's another one of those. And the worst part is, like, all those fears I ever had about public speaking that I tried to, like, assuage by saying, oh, well, what's the worst that could happen? You know, you'll get through this and it'll be fine, and everything afterwards will be the same as it was before you gave this talk. Like, no, that's not true. You can bomb a debate so badly that it, like, irreversibly changes the fate of your life. And by debate, in that context, I meant, like, giving a talk, like public speaking. But still, like, all of your worst fears about public speaking have come true. Hey, if I have to be burdened by that anxiety, you do too. God, this mini-boss theme is so good! And the way that it incorporates Knuckles' theme, it's like a little mischief motif. It's so good. That background is so good. And like, Sonic 3 is what? Like 2 megabytes? Look at how good that background looks! And like the little wispy green things that they have for the vegetation. Giant temple in the background, like that all looks really good. And it's all just window dressing on this Sonic game. I think it's really cool that they have Robotnik pop up in the level multiple times. That's a thing that they do in this game in a few different levels. They do that in, like, Launch Base Zone as well. Kinda just sells the idea that this is a whole interconnected thing with the vents that are going on between Robotnik and Knuckles and everything. It's just, like, a full-throated effort on every possible factor. And like, now you have a totally different background when you get high up in the level, and all that parallax scrolling and everything. Like, it really sells it. You know, it feels like a place. Unique amongst all the other places in Sonic. It wouldn't surprise me if it's 16 layers. I feel like it's probably just 8. What is up there? And like all the different clouds and everything. Okay. Also, this piece of music is really good. It's got that like late era Genesis sound to it. I realized just like leverage the ability of this thing to make a really chunky bass line in all the songs. And the background is really cool. And animated really well and color cycles really smoothly. Like, it's great. It's like a Earthbound battle animation. Oh no, my 1-up. Is there anything up here? There's an arrow. I assume so. Wait, hang on. Probably a 1-up or something. More special stages. More shields I don't need. And like, what a novel concept for a bonus stage. And even just like the design of it. Like the foreground and background. It's just so weirdly cohesive. It's such a cool game. And like the seamless transition from, oh, now you're at the mountaintops and you can see the sky, to like, oh, you're back down at ground level with all the ruins. It's great. I'm gonna keep saying that this game is really good. In fact, it is the best 2D platformer. Whatever you think might be better than this one is not. Sorry. Also, that like the little the little badnik design is really good. They all have so much character. Weird oil sludge, or whatever that's supposed to be. Is it quicksand? I always thought it was crude oil. And it's got like background tiling and everything underneath that you don't see on other parts of the level. Like, and like that thing, whatever that little like rectangle design under the spinner is. Compared to like the level design in Sonic 1 where everything is just the checkerboard pattern. It's so well done. You would have called that poo water when you were younger. Yeah, well, I spent a lot of my childhood in like the W administration, and the only thing people were talking about was crude oil. Constantly. It's part of the cultural zeitgeist. feel like no one talks about crude oil the same anymore, or in the same way. Even just saying it sounds vaguely archaic. No, thank you. Where am I going? Oh, this way. Ignore that buzzing, that's on my end. Those bouncy spring guys are really good as well. And the bounce sound! It's perfect. Check my phone real fast. I was asked at some point, because they prepared the final version of my grant, and all the formatting and everything, and all the like cover sheets and stuff. I was told to review it to make sure there weren't any errors, and I like gave it a quick glance through, and it seemed like it was all put together, but when I said it looks good to me, they emailed me back and said, "Are you sure? We can't change it." And now it makes me think I should actually spend some quality time rereading that whole thing. But I just don't want to. I asked if it's due today. I did not get a response, so I'm gonna assume the answer is no. Yeah, right? Like, I think it's all more or less set. Like, I don't want to proofread all the sections again, because even if there are typos in it, at this point, they're not going to be what makes or breaks me getting that grant. And I think the budget and everything is right. At least it seems more or less lined up with what I had initially calculated from, like, mental math I did while sitting on a couch. Slightly under the influence. And like, look at that scaling! When Robotnik flies back. Like, honest to God sprite scaling in the Sega Genesis. Instead of just animating between, like, 3 different sizes of the sprite. And like, this screen's really cool. Just the amount of variety they've got in this game is so good. And the Carnival Night music is so good. Although now I just think about that Hey Ladies video I made with all the people doing the Sonic amateur voice acting. Permanently associated that video with this song. I wonder if that website's still up. Casting Club, or castingcall.club or something. Maybe castingclub.call. Tails, give me that ring. Yay. Now I have 15 lives. God, just like look at all the graphical elements on screen right now. All the things color cycling, whatever this abstract, like, cubist thing is. The weird, like, glowy rubber band. Or maybe it's a mouth? I don't know. What does any of it mean? I don't know. But, like, it's so much. It's really good. Did I figure out the hiring process for my assistant? I wrote in the career development part of the grant that I would try to recruit people at scientific conferences. Other than that, no. I have no idea how I'm gonna hire anybody. I feel like, realistically, I'm just gonna have one of the summer students that joins our lab offered a job. Be like, hey, I taught you how to do immunohistochemistry. Do you want to keep doing it? I will pay you not a lot of money. Valiant Wednesday. No. I mean, in the sense that this game is like actual drugs to my brain, yes. But realistically, no. God, that's such a good sound. And like all the little lightning bolts and just how everything just animates in the most garish colors, it's great. And like these little things that are in every Sonic game. You just get bounced between two springs. Totally pointless, but really good. I can't not say really good, unfortunately. I wish I had, like, more variations on how I compliment this game. But it's just really good. Without any other way to phrase it. I'm too lazy. And slightly weedy. Not so much anymore. Maybe a little bit. Do they have these little spinny wheels in every 2D Sonic game? They had them in Scrap Brain Zone. I don't remember if they had them in... No, they did in Sonic 2 and Metropolis, right? Certified Sonic Classic. I am a stick figure, it's true. I wish. Every time I weigh myself, it's always the same, like, 150. I never really thought about it. But I don't know, do people just generally always have the same weight? For some reason, I always thought it was like constant give and take to maintain your weight, but even if I'm just eating like garbage, it's more or less the same number. Give me that one up. I need like 20 of them. Oh. Yeah, but I don't exercise or do anything. The only thing I exercise is my brain in the scientific process. And the grant writing process. How many calories do you burn while typing? Hey Siri. How many calories do I burn while typing?
You'll need to unlock your iPhone first.
Why? Okay.
I'll need to access your health data.
No.
You can enable that instead.
Stop it.
Okay.
Okay. I need to know if I could lose weight writing the next great American novel, the next great American grant application. It's my new reality show, America's Next Top Grant Writer. Cuts to a bunch of, like, confessionals mid-show, like, I thought their methods section was poorly considered and I wouldn't fund their grant. Have a bunch of drama and everything. Gordon Ramsay's there for some reason. God damn it. I can't lose my 364 rings. Can't lose my 384 rings. Yeah, my research into lamb sauce has got to be funded. Gotta get 400 rings. Oh, I'm gonna get all Robotniks. No! Okay, they only took 100 from me. Paying my taxes to Robotnik. Green Hill debt collector. It's like Dog the Bounty Hunter. Oh, for Christ's sake! Well, now I gotta hit the jackpot. It's really distracting how the little openings in the B and the A and the R are not lined up. It's like it's got a bunch of googly eyes. It's a very doofy way to write bar, is what I'm trying to say. Oh no, now I only have 200 rings. Also, this is such a good idea for a boss. Like, it's really surprising how this game has twice as many bosses by virtue of having one every act compared to like Sonic 1 or 2, and yet they're all so varied in comparison. As a kid, I just like to see how much of that stage I could destroy during this boss fight. God, look at that visual nonsense just underneath Sonic's feet. Wait, there's all that stuff back there I didn't get. Maybe there's nothing back here, I don't know. There's at least 20 rings. And look at how good those animations are! Just so much work went into this game. And it came out like, what, a year and a half after Sonic 2? It's always surprising to me that anything ever gets done. Like, considering the amount of work and coordination and time and effort that goes into just making any sort of collaborative product. And the number of avenues for failure, or like interpersonal dysfunction. It's crazy that anything is ever finished. Is there a thing down here? Oh, there is. Oh, how am I gonna get it, though? I don't think Tails can grab me. Kind of can. I don't think he's got enough juice to get all the way up, though. No. Yeah, whatever. Just get out of that. There's a lot of partially submerged levels in this game. Like this, and Launch Base Zone, and this, the Act 2 of Ice Cap Zone. Probably some other ones. It's like weirdly not that cumbersome compared to a lot of Sonic levels, or a lot of water levels. Yeah, you know, that is a good point. You gotta get leverage out of the, or mileage out of the bubble shield. Because it could be like the frog suit in Mario 3, where it's useful, but only on those specific water levels. And there's generally, like, not water outside of those. Or at least not a whole lot. Because, like, all the shields in this are surprisingly useful. You know, none of them are just kind of throwaway things. Oh, Robotnik, don't take my money again. Oh, stop it! Why? Is he just programmed to do that if you come in with a bunch of rings? Need to pay Robotnik protection money. It's always kind of strange how the Michael Jackson tracks really don't have variations to the Act 2 theme. Like, Ice Cap kind of does, but Carnival Night really doesn't. I think there are some very minor differences, but for all intents and purposes, it is the same track as Act 1. I love these little dudes. I always thought they were robot heads. I guess looking at them now, they're just spark plugs. I mean, it could just be a robot head missing the body. It's not like I would have known what a spark plug is as a child. Barely know what it is now. At the tender age of 47. And they did a really good job in this game when they made the Act 2 level variations of making it feel like a separate extension of what was happening in Act 1. you know, like, similar level motifs, but different graphics, different, like, variants on that first level, like how they have Angel Island on fire, or this is, like, got the lights off. Part of Launch Base Zone is submerged, or part of Ice Cap is melting. Versus, like, Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, where Act 2 is kind of just more of Act 1. It's slightly harder. There's so much in this game. It's so good. I repeat, for the umpteenth time. Time is it? It's almost 7 o'clock. I didn't even do anything. I just slept. This is like the first day where I haven't been expected to do anything. It's really good. Almost as good as Sonic 3. Haven't had to type anything for my grant. Only sent like 2 emails. I'd forgotten it was even possible to have a day where you don't need to be absolutely productive, or else. No. There we go. A good background on that, though. I'm kind of just staring at that. Not really so much anything that Sonic is doing. Gotta go back to that Sonic Adventure 2 playthrough. At some point, finish leveling up my Chow. Get all A's in every level again for some reason. Except I don't even have a middle school that I could impress by doing that anymore. Just show up in my lab like, hey! Got all A's in Sonic Adventure 2 again. You guys want to see my VMU? Someone please look at my VMU. What a good concept for a boss. But also, like, incredibly stupid. I like how the electrical elements on that flicker. What a good concept. But also just deeply stupid. Why does Robotnik have to drop the gravity ball? What does that have to do with the carnival? Did Robotnik make Carnival Night Zone? God, is the music in this game really good. Yeah, but Carnival Night Zone isn't called Eggman Land. He might have just, you know, hijacked another carnival. Hey Siri, did Dr. Robotnik make the Sonic levels?
Okay, I found this on the web for Did Dr. Ratnik Make the Sonic Levels?
It's Dr.
Check it out.
Ratnik. Okay, well, I'll never know. I like that those capsules are just full of like 10 rings. It's not even a lot of rings. It's like Robotnik spending $20,000 on this big containment chamber and then just putting 10 bucks in it. Oh, that spins! Wait. Oh, it doesn't spin, it just goes in and out. Huh. I wonder why they made it do that. You think they would just have it be, like, the full length the whole time? I don't think I've ever noticed that. Oops. This game has a lot of little inputs in it that are not, like, readily apparent. Like, for that, you have to hold, like, left and right to determine what direction you jump off at. It's not just based on when you release the jump button. Or, like, the barrels in Carnival Night Zone. No indication that this is anything other than just a one-button game. Didn't even give Robotnik a chance to take all my money. Whoa, Tails, come back. And, like, this is a really clever puzzle. I think this is the only one that breaks open. And I guess it's not even really a puzzle, but... it's at least kind of neat that even if you don't know what is happening, eventually you just are, like, out of other things to do. And if you just stand at the end of that screen long enough, we'll just figure it out. Ouch. Also, the little parachutes on all the bombs. It's a weirdly nice touch. That, like, did not have to be in there. This is a really clever idea for a mini-boss. I like the little eyes. That have a surprising amount of articulation. Can look at you from 5 different directions. He's got his little angry eyes. Angry eyebrows. It's the most expressive capsule I've ever seen. I can't believe all those squirrels were inside of that, plotting to kill me. Oh god, what's wrong with his eye on the screen? Oh wait, it was covered by the score screen. I knew that. I like how one of these music channels constantly and slowly desyncs from the main theme. I think it's maybe part of the echo track or something. That like will like steadily desync throughout the level. I think. Maybe that was only a beta thing. Or maybe it was only like an original Sonic 3 thing and they fixed it. Or Sonic and Knuckles, I mean. Because this is a ROM hack that fixes a couple of things. There's also that music desync issue on the file select screen, but I think you have to let that run for 20 minutes or something. And then one of the audio channels or samples or something gets way too loud. And like, this is kind of neat. The electromagnet thing, and also how there are like shell casings whenever this thing fires a shot off. Like, totally unnecessary. But it's really neat. God. Oops. Hello. Welcome to my day off in which I play Sonic 3. And Knuckles. And don't work on my grant. The final prepared version of my grant is, let me double check, but very long. Exactly how long? 135 pages. Oh no, wait, I think it's 137 total pages, and the table of contents only lists 135 because the last one is like 3 extra pages. Not like all of that is writing. Some of it is like budgetary worksheets, and some of it are like letters of rec that I did not write. Some of them are letters that I did write. And for something that I more or less put together in the span of... God damn it, I gotta stop doing that. In the span of maybe a month? Probably less, because I was preoccupied with other things for work. Not the best thing I could have put together, but given those time constraints, I think it was pretty good. I mean, if you don't read too much into the actual experiments, or any of the writing, period, it at least looks like a grant. Which is the important thing. Is there anything down here? That's the thing. Robotnik, take my money. Oops. Wait, where am I in the level? Am I just running a loop around this? No? No. I like the little eyes on that spider. Little bespectacled spider robot. Ouch. Also, I'll be right back. Gotta get more water. Among other things. Be back in a second, chat. Oops. Knocked a thing off my plant. There we go. Wait, hang on. Forgot my glass. I just drink out of the sink like a dog. Ow. So maybe I'll run to the bathroom. Take care of all those important needs before getting into the second half of Sonic 3. During which I will probably say, oh, this game is so good. Another 400 times. What do I think about the people that use chat to refer to a group IRL? I kind of hate it. I like back when it was not expected that everybody was just a Twitch streamer. Back when it was like a novel thing. I can't say I've ever done it. I mean, I have, not the streaming part, the calling people chat in reality, but I don't know. I guess at this point everyone is an internet personality and everyone is a content creator in some form or other. It's no longer just like a potentially unique trait, it's just what you do. Trademark. Anyway, I'm gonna run to the bathroom really fast and then I'll be back. Chat. Oh man, the air conditioning in this apartment is so good, except for in the bathroom, where I have the door closed and the window open and it's like 90 degrees. I guess any place can have good air conditioning as long as you're just willing to plunk down for the electricity bill. Anyway. Hello, chat. Welcome back to Sonic. Welcome back to staying hydrated. Welcome back to finding stuff in your desk that you need to throw in the garbage. Be right back. Finding Band-Aid inadvertently that you knocked off earlier, but did not make it into the trash. I think that's the only one, though, just to clarify. I don't live in a palace of used Band-Aids. Whatever happened to Hydration Bot? Did they ban that? Did they ban that, like, 6 years ago, and they've recently defrosted me from whatever cryogenic sleep I've been under and only now remember it? Oh, I don't need tails for this, actually. No. I mean, it's not too late to start living in a palace of used Band-Aids. God, look at how good this segment is. That's so satisfying. And you don't even have to do anything, it just happens automatically. And it only happens like 3 times throughout this level. Like, there is a surprising amount of restraint in these Sonic 3 levels that they really didn't have for a lot of other Sonic games after. Where they just have unique little level gimmicks that are only there like once or twice and then they're done. And it's a game from like 1994? I think? I mean, this level's got unique spikes compared to the other levels, and they animate. Bespoke Spikes, my new band name. God, do you ever watch those YouTube channels, or just like, I don't know, have specific channels in your YouTube rotation where the presenter always has one specific verbal tick or one word that they really, really overuse? Like, especially in contrast to any other YouTube channel. Like, every time I watch a Digital Foundry, I'm always surprised by how much John Linneman says the word bespoke. Or, like the Cathode Ray Dude channel. How he always uses, like, the phrase to wit, which I don't think I've heard in any other context other than his channel. At least in, like, writing from this century. I don't think you can destroy this thing, by the way. Maybe it's like those other elements in this game where you're not supposed to destroy them, but if you hit them 256 times, it overflows, and then you just soft-lock the game. Not like there'd be time to hit this that much, but there's a part in Launch Base Zone where Robotnik briefly pops up on the screen, but he does not leave until you've moved past a certain point, and you can use Tails to just hit him repeatedly, and then kill him for taking all of your rings for the 3rd time. That's the worst bonus stage. There's a moral there about gambling. But also, like, if they didn't want me to gamble so much, they shouldn't have put slot machines in, like, every Sonic game after the first one. Did Robotnik run the casino in Sonic Adventure? Or is that just the casino? That just exists. Man, I should play Sonic Adventure. The Dreamcast version. God, look at that doofy little Robotnik sprite. Also, why does Robotnik not have, like, normal sclera? Like, he doesn't have any whites of his eyes, they're just black pits. He's all pupil. Sonic has eye whites. Egg whites. Whatever. God, the Ice Cap Zone music is so good. I'm sure everyone's aware of the new wave song that this track is based off of, made by the band of one of the people on Michael Jackson, or made by a band led by one of the people on Michael Jackson's sound team, I think is how you would construct that sentence. The hanging participles or whatever go into it. I might have slightly re-upped on the weed when going to the bathroom, by the way. Look at how cool that background looks. The, like, vertical parallax on that. And it's so responsive. This game is so good. These little penguin dudes. Name a video game that's got better little penguin dudes. I'll wait. The answer is there aren't any. Super Mario Galaxy. Okay, well. Yeah, but those are just penguins. They're not penguin dudes. It's different. It's like lemons are not yet lemonade. I'm just so glad I don't have to work today. I actually slept a decent amount. Even if it was in a bunch of fragmented chunks full of nightmares where my teeth fell out again. I remember last night before I took the Ambien thinking, well, I had a lot of nightmares last time I tried this, but hopefully I won't have any where my teeth fall out tonight. And go figure, falling out again. Like, my back two molars were apparently just connected as one large tooth that fell out. Get them removed so I won't have to worry about it. Maybe it's like an evolutionary thing. You know how you don't regrow teeth as an adult, so therefore you're just instinctually afraid of losing your teeth. Compels you to be mindful of them, not eat a bunch of rocks. Have I ever had the dreams where I wake up multiple times and I'm still dreaming? Yeah, I'm currently in one of them right now. Rosie the robot, looking mini boss. Look at the face on that! It's just 3 dots. Its little hat and everything. It's the evolutionary reason about your dreams for going to school without pants. Oh, that just comes from good old Catholic guilt. Realizing you're naked in the Garden of Eden. I was gonna say, it is a very Mischief Maker's face. What were those things called? Like the Clancers? The Chandlers? Christian Weston Chandlers? Where did dreams without shoes rank in the scare meter? I don't think I've ever had a dream that focused on wearing or not wearing shoes. In fact, I don't think I've ever had a dream where I had feet. Like, I assume I probably did by default, but I never looked down and made a mental note of like, oh, I've got feet here. For all I know, they just end in a stump. It just never came up. Also, look at how good that background is with the ice flow. Just all the layers of parallax. I think it's literally line by line scrolling. Like the level backgrounds in Street Fighter. What does it mean? Or what does it mean if you never have dreams? Yeah, I guess Dead Inside's a good estimation for that. I should probably know, as being a sleep researcher. Like, oh, is that a bad thing? Do you need certain, like, bursts of REM activity to not die prematurely at 25? I think for some people it's just genetic. Like, I'll have really detailed dreams, and my dad will have really detailed dreams, and my mom just won't have any. Because they were all dashed when she had me. But also probably some synaptic thing. Theta power during REM sleep, I don't know. Can you not do that mid-jump thing in that loop? Oh, you can't. Normally you can jump like midway and build up a lot more speed, but in this one it just rejects you. Oh, I wanted to go in the slot machine and get all my money taken. One of the pitfalls of knowing me is that if I wake up and you've recently texted me and I've had a very detailed dream that I remember, I will almost certainly text you the whole thing in like multiple paragraphs. I realize that nobody cares, but it's mostly there for me to like put 2 and 2 together and remember what happened for my benefit. Look at how cool that thing looks. All those different pipes. Little bumpers and everything. I don't know why this mech doesn't have the windshield on it. All the other ones, he's just encased in a little glass bubble. Except the one in literal Arctic temperatures. I wonder how they decided which of these levels were gonna have the Michael Jackson music and which ones weren't. Because they had that Sonic 3 beta that came out a number of years ago, and they all initially used different music tracks for these ones. I wonder if it was like, oh, the Michael Jackson sound team wants to make levels, or wants to make the music for these levels specifically, or if SonicTim thought, oh, well, these levels probably have, you know, lower quality music than the other stages, and therefore they should be replaced. Go. Is there anything in these tubes? Usually not. Oh yeah, it's a real shame that when they put these games out, again, they don't have the real music. You gotta wonder what changed between, like, when they put Sonic Mega Collection out, and now. Like, what are the legal circumstances that make one re-release okay to have the Michael Jackson music, but not the other one? Maybe it's because he's dead now. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Reiko. God, those little switches that you hit to make those, like, bridges go away that are blocking you, whatever they are, always reminds me of that intro scene in The Simpsons where Homer has the hazmat suit on and he's, like, carrying that plutonium rod, whatever it is. Also, that little frog dude's really good. Next time I see one, I'll point it out. Also, does anyone else see the face in this fire thing? Always kind of looked like a hawk, in a way. The flame shooter is the beak. I mean, every other Robotnik design is just based on some sort of animal, so that one might as well be as well. Also, no, I thought that while sober. These are childhood thoughts. The most sober thoughts. Like, as a kid, I never recognized that that was supposed to be a slug. I just thought it was like a large mouth that had an eye, and you're seeing it in profile. Unless I'm specifically looking to see it as a slug, I won't. See, that thing. That, now I gotta find it. It's this. Okay, actually, I guess it really doesn't look like this part of the intro in The Simpsons, but it also doesn't not look like it. How do you rotate stuff in this update of XSplit? Yeah, like that. Kind of. I mean, if you just, you know, fiddle with the hue. There, see? It's literally the same thing. I've always been right about that. I knew Homer Simpson was in Sonic 3. Alternatively, it's like an evil rice cooker or something. See, so this is one of the places you can just kill Robotnik if you plug the controller into port 2 and then just use Tails to hit him repeatedly. But it's really neat that they just have him pop up in the levels sometimes. It's like things are actually happening. There's some kind of progression to everything. No. And then as Knuckles, you fight 2 of these, which is really fun because he's got a terrible jump and no insta-shield. The insta-shield does make this game really easy. But also, like, why should games need to be challenging? So many frames of animation on that bird for no reason. Breaking through whatever that thing was in the wall was also really well animated. It's because I'm, like, finally liberated of having to work every day, and I feel slightly more will to live than usual. I don't have to sit there and plug away on the grant for another 12 hours. I can just play Sonic 3 and talk about how good of a game Sonic 3 is, talk about how good that water effect looks to represent the surface. How many frames are in destroying that thing? How that's the only frog that has, like, the horizontal punching gloves in the whole game. Maybe there's another one. But if there is, there's only, like, 2 in total. I will say on the monotone streams, I do put in a little bit more effort at not being morose. On the side channel, I don't really care as much. Try to, like, keep the number of times I say I want to kill myself down to a minimum. This is the only channel. Well, it's a channel. It's just the same content, but in a different place. With more Puyo and grant writing. The grant writing channel. I wonder if that thing's gonna get funded. It probably will eventually. I don't know, I guess I don't feel horrendous. The grant stress was definitely messing with me, though. Totally thrashed my sleep schedule. Just living in purgatory. Wake up, you look at the same document for 12 hours. You go to bed, you do it again. Somehow everything takes way longer to write than you think it's going to. We're full of all these, like, last-minute complications. You're like, oh, these stats don't work out. Oh, I didn't plot this correctly. Oh, I did this analysis the wrong way, and now what I thought was the case is not the case. Oh, and I took a screenshot of this, like, experimental timeline I made in Microsoft PowerPoint. I didn't ignore the spell check thing that it did, so now it's got wiggly red lines underneath the term NREM, or fiber photometry. Gotta go and make a new version of that. What a good boss. It's like Robotnik's just put up an oil drilling platform that shoots bowling balls at you. Truly the ultimate evil. And then Knuckles dies. And never comes back in a Sonic game. That's what they should do in these Sonic games. Like, I don't care if they introduce a lot of new characters. That's fine. But they should be responsible and kill them all off before the game ends. Clean up after their mess. By not doing that, that's how you end up with like 200 Sonic characters. Yeah, like Ken Penders. I can't believe he actually put that Laura Sue Chronicles thing out. I always thought that was just gonna end up being something that he talks about completing and posts really laughable artwork about, but I never thought it would actually get published. Yeah, really, it's out. Also, I like how this boss is just totally non-threatening once you've knocked out all the other chunks. Oh, hang on. Getting texted. Oh, what video is this? Is this the same one that I saw? Oh no, this is the Cybershell video. I watched someone do a book review of the Ken Penders thing. It's not good. Well, it's a long video because it's like a podcast episode. I don't think I've ever listened to any of those Cybershell podcasts. I've watched all the videos, but I feel like there are too many superfluous, like, internet personality podcasts that don't, I don't know. Not to say they don't need to exist, but you know, there's only so much content that you can consume at a certain point. It's a ROM hack of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So it puts Big Arm in the middle of the game. It puts Launch Base Zone where it was initially supposed to go after Carnival Night. It lets you keep the old Knuckles and mini-boss music for all the Sonic and Knuckles parts. It's got a little transitionary cutscene between Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles levels. It's Sonic 3 complete, and is the only way I really play this game anymore. Oh, hey Tails. It has unique supersonic music. You can change that in the options. It has that supersonic theme. The only problem is it's a ROM hack from like 2012. So they have the PC music rendered as Genesis tracks that you could have, like, set up to play instead of the normal ones. But it was before the release of that Sonic 3 prototype that had the official Genesis versions. They're not, like, bad recreations in this ROM hack, but they're definitely not quite as good. Also, this little area, I don't know what you call it, the lobby for the second round of special stages is really neat. Like, this didn't need to exist, but it's really cool that it does. It's cool that you, like, get to see the Master Emerald before it gets stolen. Because then when Robotnik takes it, it's like, oh, it's the thing from the special stage! It's so good. Everything in this game is so well considered, which is crazy because it was made on such a short timeline. You know, and then they frantically cut it in half to get it released on time to correspond with the release of those McDonald's toys. Happy Meal toys. Remember when they came out with those Happy Meals that had the adult toys? Adult toys as in, like, you know, surrealist versions of Grimace and Ronald McDonald. I mean, in certain contexts, I guess they could be adult toys. Ah, crap. I hadn't messed up any of the Blue Sphere stages until now. Look at the little pollen effects that come out whenever you jump on the grass. It's so cool. I like how Tails' idle animation looks like he's wearing little orange pants. Anyway. Yeah, just like the expectation, I guess, of what a AAA video game is supposed to be anymore kind of precludes you from making ones every year. I mean, I guess they still make yearly versions of Madden and everything, but it's crazy how games got multiple entries per system. Yeah, you think about, like, how, like, the version of Smash Brothers and Mario Kart that's currently out on the Switch has essentially been the same one that was out on the Wii U, like, 10 years ago. Been playing the same version of Smash Brothers for a decade. Same Mario Kart game. You're not getting 3 new Sonic the Hedgehog games in 4 years anymore. Oops. This is not how you're supposed to do this part, by the way, but I'm lazy. Don't really think the game wants you jumping over 2 spheres at once, but you can do it. Where are the other ones? No, no, no! Oh! I gotta do it again. Gotta get all the emeralds before I get to the Doomsday Zone. I think they've officially taken them all away from me. So if you don't convert them all to Super Emeralds by the end of the game, you just don't have that stage. Look at all the frames of animation on that thing. Or these little things. I like how all the robots in these games have big doofy eyes. I think all robots should have big doofy eyes, just as a general rule. The Rareware robot design philosophy. I think the ROM hack changes it so you can do the Doomsday Zone if you've at least gotten all the Chaos Emeralds, even if you haven't turned them into Super Emeralds. Did the Super Emeralds ever come back in any other Sonic game? There might have been a reference to them in Mania, but I don't know if they've ever been a major gameplay feature after this game. Hey, Tails. Just hanging out in the corner. I always thought it was really funny that Tails does not have a super form. I guess because they need you to have his flying ability, and if you double tap A to just always turn into Super Tails, you're not really... I don't know, I guess you could still fly, but... they expect you to do more flying, I guess, so they didn't have you double tap A to turn into Super Tails of all the Chaos Emeralds. But eventually they just relented and let you do it if you get all the emeralds again. I don't really know what I'm talking about there. It made sense to me as a child, but now trying to reiterate what I mean as an adult is much harder. Also, like, the little things that pop up when you land on the ground are all different depending on what season of the level you're in. Like, now they're leaves instead of the little pollen grains. That's so good. Like, on the same level. Everything in Green Hill Zone was just a checkerboard pattern. I don't know where the emerald places are. I don't think there's one up there. No. See, now they're like slightly different colored leaves. I don't know if they're the same shape as before. Oh, you can just kind of go back and forth. Yeah, they are. No, I never played Frontiers. It seems kind of interesting, but also not really what I'm looking for in a Sonic game. I mean, I like Breath of the Wild and I like Sonic, quote-unquote, like Sonic. So I would probably like Frontiers. You know what I kind of want to replay? Like, unironically, Sonic 06. It's not that bad compared to, like, the average Sonic game. The average being, like, heavily weighed down in recent years. I mean, it's not good. But again, if the purpose of your game is to be entertaining, it's definitely that. Like, even if your game is broken, but it's still, like, funny bad, that's not a bad thing. I haven't played Sonic Forces. gotta stop doing the special stage this way. I'm gonna blow it. Yeah, like Sonic 06 is interesting, even if it's deeply stupid. Even if you have to find who's the captain and it's the first guy that you talk to. Even if Sonic and what's-her-face, Princess Alberta, Princess... what's her... Hey Siri. Elise. Princess Elise.
You'll need
Siri.
to unlock your iPhone first.
No, it's fine. I remembered. Don't talk to me. Like, why does she have an energy shield that you need to use so you don't fall into the sand? I don't know. Why is that a major gameplay mechanic for like 10 minutes of Sonic level? Or like, the silver parts of that game. Yeah, maybe they run at like 10 frames per second, but they're kind of good. I mean, I love a video game where you can just throw stuff around in the physics engine. Even if it's not, like, productive to do, it's just fun. I mean, as a kid, I talked about this before, but I would just play the NVIDIA PhysX demo where you just shoot a ball at a bunch of, like, stacked cubes in a pyramid and watch them fly everywhere. And I would probably just spend hours doing that. That was a sound. God, look at all the pixels changing at any given time on this level. Sonic 3 is definitely a very pixely game, which probably worked to its benefit on a tube TV, but definitely makes it look kind of grainy when you're emulating it. Not necessarily in a bad way, but in a very characteristic way. So many additional frames of animation in that for no reason. Also, look at how well that rope is animated. Like, maybe it's not even that hard to do, but it looks surprisingly good. As a Sega Genesis game. Is that one of the things you could fall in the sand and get to a different area? Or does this one just kill you? Oh yeah, a lot of those, like, latter-era Genesis games, especially made by, like, Sega Technical Institute, like Comic Zone or Eternal Champions, I think, definitely had that kind of look. I do have 25 lives, that is true. I think there are only a couple of places in this level where you can fall beneath the sand, though. No, I want to go back up that. How does Sonic fall up? How is this sand falling up? Is this like how the toilets flush the other way around in the southern hemisphere? Ouch. I think this one you could fall down, yeah. This one, I don't think. Maybe. Probably not. The only bad part of Sonic 3 is Sandopolis Zone, Act 2. Do I have to fall here? Oh yeah, you do. It's got a little platform. Like, everything in this game is so good, trademark, except that one level. Which is, like, fine the first time you play it. But on repeat playthroughs of this game, it definitely sticks out as being a pain in the ass. I mean, like, Sandopolis is probably the worst series of levels in this game. Like, Act 1 is okay. It's not, you know, the best. There's a lot of, like, weird slowdown points. Not, like, gameplay, or, like, graphical slowdown, but just disjointed gameplay slowdown. But, like, it's okay. I think if it had a better paired Act 2 level, it would not stick out as being as mediocre as it is. It looks cool. Like, those pink and orange hues they use for the desert look really nice. All the pseudo-hieroglyphs and everything. God, remember how they had in Pyramid Cave Zone in Sonic Adventure 2 just a bunch of ancient hieroglyphics with Dr. Robotnik's face on them? That's great. Like, I don't know how he got that past the Grand Administration for use of government funds, but I love that he did. Also, all these rappelling segments are totally optional, which is maybe kind of a bummer, because they look sort of neat, but if anything, they just make it slower. You can just do that without rappelling down. Well, like, look how good those sand effects are to, like, convey the sand falling off the pyramid. And also, like, this totally unique idea for a boss, which is maybe not that fun, but it is at least unique. Like, I don't know, should a game be judged based on how annoying some parts are to replay, or how cool they are the first time you play them? I guess like anything, once you figured out the trick and it's no longer fun, it's not necessarily that thing's fault. It's just on you for playing the game multiple times. Bye, Tails. I think there's some sort of glitch you can do to avoid actually triggering the ghosts from coming out, which technically makes the second half of the level a lot easier. I don't know how to do it. That's the worst thing with this level, because, like, the ghosts that harass you the whole time are only there because you personally let them out of the capsule. Like, you did this. You moron. Just like in real life, all of your problems are self-inflicted. No, I'm not talking about myself. Well, the other annoying thing with this level is that it's like 6.5 minutes, which is kind of too long by Sonic level standards. Oh, I thought I saved that. Tails, stop it. It is kind of funny that, like, Sonic 3 was the first game that had that battery backup option, when it was also the shortest Sonic game they had put out. Like 6 acts, and they're only 2, or 6 stages, and they're only 2 acts each. I mean, I'm sure they had, you know, the whole plan for Knuckles, or Sonic and Knuckles coming out at some point as well, where they knew the game was not just going to be that short, but prior to that releasing, it was definitely a little bit confusing. Although I guess as a kid you're also not... Oh, okay. As a kid you're also not, like, beating these games in your first shot in, like, 2 hours anyway. Me another life. Don't give me 3 Robotniks. Yay. 27 lives. Sonic is equal to 3 cats. Yeah, it is kind of weird that they still have continues in this game. It was definitely getting to the era of video games where, like, continues existed, or, like, lives existed just because they always kind of existed in video games, but they didn't really serve any purpose. Like, why are there lives in Banjo-Kazooie? If you die, they put you at the start of the level. If you get a game over, you just have to walk back to the level and start it anyway. Or like Mario 64. Oh, I gotta get the speed shoes. Gotta download the speed shoes off of LimeWire. Speedshoes.mp3.exe. Oh, I gotta pull the light thing as well. How did Robotnik capture the ghosts and put them inside the capsule? Like, did he make the ghosts? Is Robotnik from the Chris Bohr's ghost behaviorist school? Man, I haven't found a single big ring in this level. I know where most of the big ring locations are in Sonic 3, and then by the time I get to Sonic and Knuckles, it's like... Nope. Don't know where anything is in Sandopolis Zone. Oh yeah, the ghost design in Sonic Adventure 2 is like peak ghosts. I love a good ghost. Oh, I messed that up. I love a good chubby ghost. I think all ghosts should be sort of rotund. None of these, like, spindly ghosts. Serpentine ghouls. Which Sonic game is my favorite story? I mean, that's like reading Playboy for the articles. I guess... I mean, you can say this one because it's really understated and not stupid. God... I guess Adventure 2? Robotnik has a gun and he points it at people in that. And, like, that's kind of cool. I like that he's taking initiative instead of making a robot based on multiple stacked totem poles that'll shoot arrows at Sonic as long as he doesn't dodge them. God, what's the name of the area in Spinball? It's like the Vago Fortress or something. That was easy. Adventure 1 kind of had a good story. Especially for E102 Gamma. Oh, there's so many big rings in this level and I don't remember where any of them are. Oh no, I only have 27 lives. Adventure 1... I mean, the interaction between all the different character stories in that game was kind of neat. Having to fight Chaos 6 like 5 separate times, or Chaos 4 a similar amount of times, was also sort of a pain in the ass. Especially because they have versions of Chaos that you only fight once. Like that one you fight as Knuckles, I think that's like Chaos 2. Maybe Chaos 1. You know, you have this thing where the idea is, you know, it eats all these Chaos Emeralds and it gets different forms, and yet you only end up seeing like 2 of them. Even though there are 7 emeralds. Oh, how do you get that? I guess we'll never know. Oh, wait. Is that something? No, just the weird level geometry thing. Ouch. Yeah, you do see a number of Chaos variations when he feeds them the emerald. You just don't fight them all. No! I gotta get the 1-up. I gotta get 28 lives. Look at the death egg looming down on the level. Look at how cool that looks. Like after it crashes, you just see it poking through the top of the cavern. That's great. It's so good. Sonic 3 is so good. Yeah, why is it that Froggy's tail does something to Chaos? Like, does that just mean there is something special about the frog? Or like, if Chaos absorbed you, he would get your mental illness or something. Just pulls attributes from the things that he eats. I don't think Froggy ate a bit of Chaos. I don't remember what happened. He got possessed and ran away from Big. God, Big's character theme in that game was insanity. But like the best kind. How did Froggy eat the tail? Froggy's a frog and Chaos is like 50 feet tall. Well, did he drink it all in one night? Being invited to hang out, but I gotta play Sonic. Give me like 30 minutes. I'm too ashamed to say I'm playing Sonic the Hedgehog. What do I lie about? I was busy volunteering at an orphanage. I was gooning. Oh no. Hang on, I'm getting more text messages. Why did I make real life friends? They just get in the way of my Sonic the Hedgehog time. My precious Sonic the Hedgehog time. I like how when you knock those two, like, chunks of blue sphere out and they make the ring sound, they make it in two separate pitches, back to back. Just invite them to the stream if they want to hang. Oh god. No, I mustn't let them see that. Oh man, I'd be pissed if someone interrupted my Link's Awakening time. As the third best Zelda game? Oh wait, no, wait. Oh, I forgot the new ones came out. Oh, how do you rank them now? I mean, Majora's Mask is tops. Ow. And then I guess... the Tears of the Kingdom and Ocarina of Time and then Link's Awakening. I mean, is Link's Awakening better than Ocarina of Time? It's got more chain chomps in it. And I do like a chain chomp. But like, Ocarina of Time is such a defining game in my childhood that it's kind of hard to rank it lower. Is this the part of the level where you can go through the ceiling? I think you're able to like look up or down and then it starts changing the palette on the score because of the ring animation. Yeah, there it is. Down there. I forget how you get there. I think you have to fly up his tails. Oh, it was this part I was thinking of. Wind Waker is not the third best Zelda game. Wind Waker is good. I like the graphics. I like the sailing. The dungeons are really forgettable. And there aren't that many of them. I'm not making you sad. I'm sorry if the truth upsets you. It's probably a top 10 Zelda game. It's not a top 3 Zelda game. I don't think it's a top 5 Zelda game. The problem with ranking these is that you've got Breath of the Wild and Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and like one of them essentially obviates the other. Like, you don't need to play Breath of the Wild if you've played Tears of the Kingdom. You know, it's like a really expanded content pack for the other game. But there's no reason to go back to it otherwise. Is Minish Cap top 10? I replayed it recently and it's good, but I don't know. It's not as good as Link's Awakening. I don't know if it's as good as like Oracle of Seasons, made by the same devs. Weren't those Capcom development people who made Link's Awakening and whatnot also involved in like Breath of the Wild or something? Like in a different studio, but still the same people. Or some of the same people. Where are these 4 spheres? Oh, there. I mean, Breath of the Wild was really good. From the perspective of, oh, I've never played anything like this. In a Nintendo game, where the like first introductory area enemies will kill you in one shot and ragdoll your corpse down the cliff. But also, I was really impressed by Tears of the Kingdom when that came out. Like, those games are so good from the perspective of just not, you know, following any sort of structure. Like, if you just walk toward the things that look kind of interesting and are worth exploring, you will almost certainly advance the plot. Oops. I was looking at my phone. I think my friends are getting impatient with me, but I haven't beaten Sonic yet. Yeah, but Tears of the Kingdom... Oops. Tears of the Kingdom... Yeah, it's got the vehicle stuff. You could put a big stake on your shield. And Link's got really good long hair with good hair physics. And a cool arm. I play the new Zelda. I don't think that was supposed to get stuck there. Oh. Oh no, I only have 29 lives. Also, I probably will at some point, but I'm not gonna, like... I don't know. Like, I never played Link Between Worlds. Hang on, I gotta reply to this text. One sec. Anyway. Like, I didn't play Link Between Worlds, and this new Zelda game kind of seems like it occupies the same brain space as that game. You know, like, nothing wrong with it, but definitely not, you know, AAA mainline new Zelda game. I mean, I did like the Link's Awakening remake. I liked how tiny they made Link. How he eats those giant apples you could knock out of the tree. Oh, it's gonna kill me. Yeah, but Ocarina of Time is really good if you play it and you're a child and very impressionable. All you want to do is run around in a tunic and tights and whack stuff with a sword in your backyard. It's the best game I've ever played that runs at 20 frames per second. Ouch. No! Why am I doing it this way? I should just go around the other direction. And like, Ocarina of Time's got really good dungeons. It's got better dungeons than Wind Waker. I'm kind of surprised they haven't, like, remade Ocarina of Time on anything newer than that 3DS port from a long time ago. Long time being, like, I don't even know, like, 10 years? Longer than that. Yeah, I know I should check my nostalgia, but also, you know, if a game is so impressionable on your life, that probably at least has some sort of metric to how good of a game it is. I mean, not necessarily in every case. I guess you could have a childhood connection to absolute garbage, but it at least implies, like, it is some degree of compelling. Oh, why is Lava Reef so long? Oh god, I just went around in a loop. Now I'm gonna be extra late to hanging out, and it's all Sonic's fault. I hate you, Sonic the Hedgehog. I hate Sonic 3, it's the worst one. Tails, grab me. Not a day goes by when I'm not proclaiming butt. Oh, how is this level laid out? No. Facing time pressure both in the game and social pressure. Ah. How was the sleep? The ambient sleep was not very good. I just had a lot of nightmares and slept for maybe 3 hours. Ouch. Please don't kill me. I don't want to have to redo that part. I think this is the end of the level. Yeah. Woo, come on. What are those little spinny things? Also, what is this? Is this a hand attached to a larger robot, or is it just a robotic hand? The first of 2 robotic hands you fight in this game. Oh god. Does the timer end when I beat the boss? Or does it, like, count the extra seconds between that? Oh, it is, okay. If I beat it at 9:59, you get a massive time bonus. But I was afraid that the timer would go for a couple seconds after you beat it. There's only Death Egg Zone after this, right? And then Doomsday. I always mix up the, what is it, like, Crazy Gadget from Adventure 2 with Death Egg Zone in this, because they both have those little, like, energy tubes. Oh, Sky Sanctuary, that's right. How could I forget? Oh, I'm gonna make my friends so mad at me. Oh well. Priorities. Actually, I'm probably gonna go over there and play Crystal Chronicles. If only that game had Sonic. I think there's a level in, or not a level, a big ring in there, in that wall. Maybe it's over here. I don't remember. Oh yeah, Hidden Palace! That's right. Everyone's favorite level from Sonic 2. That's such a good sound. It sounds so dramatic, like something incredible is going to happen, and then it just pops those spikes up like 2 inches. Which is very funny. Good. Thank you, Sonic. Very cool. Oh, did Tails lose my ring? From the gas things? I think he did. They reused a lot of Sonic stuff in 3D Blast from this game. Like the end level theme. And, Probably some other sound effects that I don't remember offhand. Oh, I'm stressed out now because of the fear of letting people I know down because I'm playing Sonic. But like most things that stress me out, I will not actually do anything to address the problem and continue doing what I'm currently doing and just stress out about the consequences while taking no action to change them. Oh hey Knuckles, why would you do this? Look at how cool the Death Egg looks looming down from the ceiling. Look at how cool it looks here! Look at how tiny Robotnik is! Like, artistically, that looks so good. And most Genesis games look like crap. Oops. I love to demonstrate learned helplessness in my life. In all things. I know, right? Like, it's just, I mean, was it even 1989? Did it come out in like late 88 in Japan? Also, that sound effect, whenever Robotnik hits one of those rocks, is really good. I don't know how you come up with sound effects for things that have, like, no real-life analog, and you're also expected to produce it on sound hardware from 1988. But they did such a good job. Like, everything about this game, just development team firing on all cylinders. And every boss is unique. You know, they're not all like Sonic 2, where it's like, here's Robotnik's little ship and it's got a new thing attached to it, and then you just wail on it. They've all got different little attack paradigms and different ways to damage them. Yeah, right? Like, for being under such time pressure to the point where they had to split it into two separate games, they didn't really compromise on the quality of any of it. Oh yeah, the sound hardware probably was older. It's probably some old, like, Yamaha keyboard synth from God knows when. The YM 60s 40 20. I don't know what it's called. It doesn't matter. Oh, the Death Egg is still there. And like that tapestry in the background. Like, this game has so little story, but the ways that they actually hint at the story that it does have in-game are really clever. And, like, artistically, that also looks kind of cool. You know, for something that was wholly unnecessary to put in. How expressive those Knuckles sprites are. And how detailed how they drew every one of his bones when he gets electrocuted. modeled all of Knuckles' individual toe bones. And how Knuckles pants like a weird dog. He wasn't doing that before. And then he has that sprite if you hang out here for a little bit, where he shoos you away. I think. I don't remember how close you have to be. Or if you have to be on the other side of him. Or maybe, yeah, that. He just gets irritated if you wait there long enough. Again, little totally unnecessary thing that they put in this game, and it's very cool. I like how when those little dudes like scale into the screen, the frame rate briefly drops. Like that. This weird software-based sprite scaling. Ouch. And then, like, having throwbacks to earlier Sonic games this early in the series, like 3, 4 years into it, I think is kind of funny. Like, oh, it's the thing from the Sonic game. Remember Sonic? Remember the thing from Sonic 2? Remember Metropolis Zone? Remember how you could long to be able to do this in Sonic 2, but it didn't have the insta-shield, so you can't? The insta-shield makes this game way too easy. But, like, not in a bad way. I think a lot of it was because it was probably added late in development. Because in that Sonic 3 beta that came out a few years ago, they had essentially all the bosses done, but you didn't have the insta-shield ability. So I assume it was kind of a late addition, and being able to increase your hitbox while being invincible kind of just, you know, was not considered in their design. Yeah, like, you didn't have any of those enhancement chips in Genesis games. You know, you had the thing for Virtua Racing, the Sega Virtua Processor, that never got used in anything else. And other than that, it all just kind of ran on base Genesis hardware. Yeah, but also Donkey Kong Country looks like crap. Like, it was probably cool when it came out, but it's like in modern day, emulating it on your monitor, it looks kind of crummy. Like, artistically, not very good. Technically, yeah, I guess they made it look 3D. But it just looks bad. I've never been wrong. I have a PhD. That means I'm entitled to say whatever I want, and it's officially science. And like the perspective of some of those Donkey Kong Country levels when they tried to do the pseudo 3D stuff just looks sort of weird, and like the borders of the sprites never looked quite right because, you know, they're like 3D models, color converted on a much lower palette at a low resolution. I think Mario Kart 64 also looked terrible. I don't think that's a controversial opinion, though. It's such a good sound. Like, I don't know what this would sound like in real life, but I would totally buy that it sounds exactly like this. Yeah, but like the sprites in Mario Kart didn't look good. Like those really blocky Mario models were really charming in like Mario Golf or Mario Party or whatever. That's just what the N64 looked like, and that's fine. Because they're all very cute. But like the 3D models of Mario rendered out driving a cart in 2D just don't look good. Yeah, and then Diddy Kong Racing came out and is way better looking and also better playing. It had planes. Mario's never flown a plane. Which is probably a reference to how Italians have not put a man on the moon yet. I like how when Sonic and Tails overlap, it looks like someone's bad Sonic OC, where Sonic has Tails for some reason. Also, Banjo-Kazooie was a better game than Mario 64. While we're bringing up harsh but fair truths. That's not even harsh but fair. Everyone agrees. It's neither controversial nor wrong. Oh, I'm so stressed out. I'll be so late for my friends. Oh, good. Is Banjo also Italian? Does Banjo have an ethnicity? Yeah, but what kind of bear? Oh, he's Canadian. Oh, hello. Honestly, they should have just had a throwaway line in Banjo-Kazooie where Grunty just makes reference of the fact that Banjo's Italian. Like you're walking around Grunty's lair and she's like, "When I cook, I use lots of scallions. Also, I don't like Italians." Or something. Some kind of rhyming couplet, and then you're like, "Oh, Banjo's Italian! I didn't know that." It is a pretty good track, although not one of my favorite levels from this game. It's better than Sandopolis. Aw, Tails, grab me. Most people would read that as a dig at Mario. I guess. What if they just gave Banjo Mario's voice and never commented on it? It just says like, "Wahoo, it's a me." People play Banjo-Kazooie like, "Is this Bear Mario?" Yeah. Well, that's what's in all the cauldrons. It's just a big pot of spaghetti. Well, I think I said I would head over half an hour ago. Or in half an hour ago. I mustn't tell them that I was playing Sonic. I feel like you should be able to hit this guy multiple times in a go. He's invincible for slightly too long. Ouch. Oh, I'm doing a bad job. Oh, never mind. I'm doing a great job. That's a really good face that Robotnik makes when you kill him there. Also, I like how his torso wiggles, but the rest of him doesn't. Nah, you could flip the things with the spin dash. Make it go a lot faster. I like that he builds this entire robot just to crush Sonic with little robot fingers. It's so unnecessary. robot meanie. Oh, in this part, I'm gonna screw up because sometimes Tails hits him and it deactivates the hitbox, and then you fall through him and die. Oh no, my rings. Like that. I might duck out before beating this, just because I'm afraid of disappointing people. Which I viscerally feel like I'm currently doing. It's incredible what invisible social pressures can make you do, or not do. There's 4 fingers. Bonk. I'll just tell them I was lost in thought, not about Sonic. Hey, he only blew up half the moon. God. This boss is so aggravating with Tails. It's way easier without him. When Robotnik blew up half the moon, did he blow up the half where, like, the Apollo mission American flags were, or was it the other side? You gotta rebuild the moon. How are we gonna regulate the tides if it's not there? Shit! Ah, oh, god damn it. Oh, when did I say I was gonna head over? I said give me like 30 minutes, like 45 minutes ago. Oh, I should probably do that. I'll finish Sonic at some point. Not tonight, though. Sorry, I realize the whim of, like, a couple of people in real life shouldn't overwhelm however many people are watching. XSplit says 0. But I'll be back. Question mark. Sorry for not beating Sonic. I hope it doesn't ruin your day. Definitely ruined mine. Anyway, bye. Thanks for hanging out. I had fun. It was good to not have to work on anything. See you!